Hi Scorpio, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign stinger, you know that this is for you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Here in the Reydiant Nation, we use our discernment, right? And also, I do want to mention, because there's been a few comments recently, so I'm guessing you people must be new to my channel. If you can't handle the heavy or the tough predictions, I'm telling you straight up right now, this is not the channel for you. Reydiant Reality is not for you if you can't handle it. Life is infinite shades of grey. You're going to have good times and bad times, and unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to paint it, I will talk about everything. If I see it in the cards, then I'm going to say it. And if you can't deal with that, this is not the channel for you. I'm just going to tell you that straight up now. All right? No hard feelings if you leave. With that said, my stinger crew, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what your key to the week is. What's going on for you? All right, so your key, okay, the cards have spoken. Your key to the week this week is the Tower. All right, well shit, it wouldn't be a Scorpio reading. I'm not laughing because it's the Tower. I'm laughing because I just made this pretty speech about when it's good, I'm going to tell you. When it's bad, I'm going to tell you. And look, right, it's the Tower. There's no getting around it. Now, when this card hits, I mean, the card doesn't do anything to us. What it tells us is the specific season that we're about to experience, right? But when this card hits, what tends to happen, what follows, it can be really disruptive. It can be downright heartbreaking and painful sometimes as well, right? No getting around it. It is what it is. The Tower card tends to be one of those cards. Now, in all of these different areas of your life, there is going to be a shake-up this week, I'm sorry to say. But what I can tell you about the Tower, having been through many Tower moments myself, none of us get out scot-free. We have multiple Towers over a course of a lifetime. And I can tell you, every time that it hits, once the Tower has fallen, the dust has settled and we clear away the rubble, whatever or whoever is left after this can be trusted implicitly. If it survives the Tower, whether this is a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a thought process or a belief system or a religion, whatever it is, if it survives this, is here to stay. Right now, that's the heavier sort of message. This can also be about a big or a powerful realization that hits, and usually once it does, it creates a really profound sense of freedom. For your alright, so for your actions and options this week, you have the Seven of Swords, right? There's no getting around this. The Tower card is number 16. 1 and 6 gives you 7. 2 sevens. 2 sevens represents news. I got to be really honest with you, Scorpio. Not that I'm never not, and this is part of the reason that I get so many comments that I don't believe you just said. The Seven of Swords is my least favourite card in the deck, right? Just going to call it as it is. And it can represent lies, it can represent deceit, it can represent where we are withholding information or it's being done to us. I don't like this card because of what it represents. 9 times out of 10, it's where someone or something goes out of their way to lie to you. Now, this falls in your actions and options, which means this is about something that you have done, something that you have withheld, some information, maybe you lied about something. And I'm really sorry to say, but with this Tower card, this week it's likely to come out. Now, your intention is what's going to decide whether this is treated as, you know, like really bad or a misdemeanor. Sometimes we omit information because we think it's going to protect a loved one. And I you know what, I'm going to talk about this, right? I'm not going to name names or specifics, but I have seen this happen within my own family. One family member continually lied to protect another one because they knew that the other person would have been fucking chewed out and cussed out by the rest of us. So they lie and they lie and they lie on this person's behalf, and then eventually it all comes out. It gets messy, it gets ugly, it gets sticky. If you are listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I know what he's talking about, get ahead of it now. Take control of it. Do the Scorpio thing. Well, your sign is it's the most powerful in the zodiac, but it's also one of the bravest in the zodiac, right? Maybe you don't like people to see you and to know your business and all the rest of it, but when push comes to shove, Scorpio is a very brave sign. If you're listening to this and you know what I'm talking about, get ahead of it now. Because I'm telling you, if you don't and it comes out, you're going to kick yourself and you're going to say, all of this could have been avoided, right? And whatever it is, my dear Scorpio, it's time to come clean. In terms of the options that are available to you, interestingly enough, aside from all of its other meanings, Rider-Waite talks about this card as representing things like design and fabrication. Fabrication is another word for lie, right? But fabrication is also a word for creating something or making something. If you have an idea for a product or a service or whatever that you've been toying around with for the longest time, this week an opportunity to make that happen is going to present itself. But it is a minuscule window. Now, if you've been with me long enough, you know I always say to you, it's very rare that it's a one-time deal and that's it only, right? However, this is one of those times where you won't get this opportunity again. Look at the cards that you're being presented with, right? So I have to say, like, if you've got this idea for a product, a service, whatever it is, you've got a very small window this week where you can make it happen. Don't sit on it because it'll pass and that'll be the window closed, all right? And as you know, I'm not one of those people that are like, well, that's it, you'll never get another chance again. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Five of Pentacles. There is a conversation. So this is financial. There's something here to do with money, to do with resources. Now, this could be that maybe there's been a mistake made with finances. It could be that maybe things are a little bit tighter than you've been letting on. Maybe you haven't had the heart to tell your partner or a family member, like, you know, you need to get your spending in order or whatever the case might be. I think you've left it a bit too long now. And where you've tried to omit something and fix it in the background before somebody else notices, I'm sorry, you're past the point of return at this moment. So I am going to say to you again, if you can get ahead of this, do it now. When it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, if you've spent your tuition money or bursary money, etc., on something other than your studies, this is about to become a problem. I'm really sorry to say that. Now, if it is on the other side that actually the money that you're being given or that is being offered to you doesn't quite cover it, ask for help. All right. Sometimes the most adult thing we can do is to ask for help. And the older we get, the more we're kind of expected to do this stiff upper lip thing, right? And it's like, don't get me wrong, I get that. I understand it. When we're adults, but fuck me, we're still human. It don't matter what age you are. Sometimes the smartest thing to do is to ask for help. And if this is one of those times, please ask. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is tricky. Again, I don't want to put it all on you. This isn't, you know, I'm not trying to deliberately dump on the Scorpios, but we have to read what we've got, right? And this is what I was talking about at the beginning. If you can't handle the heavier readings, this is not the channel for you, right? I'm not going to sit here and say, well, this is a time of transformation where you can move beyond things, providing you're willing to own your shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you need that, this is not the place for it. What I am saying is, if you're employed, some mistake that you've made and maybe tried to cover up is likely to bubble up to the surface, right? It is also possible that something that you have said to somebody that you thought was in confidence now makes its way back to the person, maybe to the boss or to whatever, and it becomes a sticky situation. Again, if you know what I'm talking about, get ahead of it now. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is not a time to patch things up. if there is something that is broken, if there is something that you need to divulge, if there's something that you need to release before it becomes a financial issue, do it now. All right. You can take this all with a pinch of salt. What you do is completely up to you. It's not on me or down to me, but I got to tell you what I believe is coming up, right? And this is not easy stuff. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this, I think, will be a family situation that arises due to money. I'm really sorry, and I hope I'm wrong on this front. When it comes to your love and relations, I just wanted to mention as well, for those of you that are interested, the last month's clearing cohort was all about fear. This month's clearing cohort is all about love, relationship, partnership, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single and looking, you know, if you always seem to find the right, you know, the wrong partner or the same type of partner, etc. Whatever your love blocks, challenges or issues are, this is what we're going to get to the heart of. So stay tuned, because there's only 8 spaces on each cohort, and this month's one, February, is going to be all about love. Right, now, for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, aside from all of its other meanings, the Two of Wands is a card of affluence, resources. It's also a very active card. Now, this, to me, with this combination of cards, this is a move that you've made, a financial move that you've made. It could be a move that a partner has made financially, and now you see very quickly that was not smart. We go through those times, right? We all do. I can sit here and tell you, one day, if I were to tell you how many mistakes I've made in God knows how many areas of my life, we live by them, we learn by them, and we grow. This isn't me saying like, oh, you're completely fucked and you've messed everything up. It's not that. It's just saying this is one of those weeks where some of the things that you have made mistakes on or done wrong or, you know, quite frankly, tried to hide are coming to light. There's no getting around it. So you navigate it as best as possible. If you are partnered and this is something that you tried to hide from a partner because you thought you were protecting them, they're going to be pissed, right? So again, if you know what I'm talking about, get ahead of it now. For those of you that are single and looking, I gotta be honest, this is not a week for it. There will be other seasons for love. This is not the one. For your money and materials, you have the Magician card. Okay, so this kind of paints and clears the picture up for me. This is likely to be an investment that you made through somebody else's say-so. This could be that you borrowed from the joint account in order to do this thing that was going to be wonderful and set you up for life, and you've lost the money. This could be an item that you spent money on and you realise it's a dud. This could be a course that you put money into and you realise very quickly, shit, this is not going to work, right? The Magician card, aside from all of its other meanings, it's a trickster energy. And with the Tower card, this is some kind of facade, some kind of something that you have maybe built up. This could be a hit to the reputation that ends up financially having a bit of an impact, all right? I hope that's not the case. I hope I'm wrong. Another way this could also show up, though, because it is the Magician card with the Tower, this could be some kind of financial income that comes very much out of the blue. But look, you know, with these other cards here, just make sure it's ethical, and please, for the love of fucking God, make sure it's legal. All right, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, look, your mind, I gotta be honest, is probably gonna run you ragged this week. So watch out for your physical health and vitality. Make sure you're getting your rest. Make sure you're getting your recuperation wherever you can get it. And I will say, if you need to go to, like, if you feel a need to go to a doctor, etc., go to the best that you can get. All right, like, health is one of those areas that we should never be afraid to spend the decent money, because ultimately, if you haven't got your health, it don't matter what you've got. Now, if you've been with me long enough, you know, many moons ago, I was a massage therapist. And where I lived, there were 2 hotels that were very prestigious. And I worked at both of them, you know, proud to say I was good at what I do. And I can tell you the amount of people that went through I saw people that had ridiculous wealth and their health was in the gutter. And I thought to myself, how sad is that? You know what I mean? Like, if you ain't got your health, it don't matter what money you've got. It ain't going to make up for nothing, right? If this is the case and you need to see a doctor this week, go for the best you can possibly get. When it comes to your home and environment, this is, because it's the Tower. It's the Magician. So yeah, watch out for, like, if you're going to have any problems this week, it will be with mechanical stuff. You know, this could be anything from the air fryer to the dishwasher. There's no water involved here though, so I won't say dishwasher or washing machine. It will be something that's mechanical. It could be a piece of tech. Because it's the Magician, it's probably going to be a laptop, a computer, or a tablet of some sort. All right, so I hope I'm wrong on all of this, and I hope you have the best week possible. But now that I've given you a heads up, you don't throw all of this in the trash. You ask yourself, how can I navigate this stuff should it come up for me? All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Look after yourselves. If it's not too personal, please let me know how this showed up for you in the comments, and I will be there to support you. All right. With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.